The first place we went to in Jordan was Amman, and there was lots of people and lots of cars, and we stayed there for a couple of days with our friends before we went and left and did all the big things. The next day we went to the Citadel, which was old Roman and Byzantine ruins, and it was really big. They had lots of things there. They had stadiums. They have tons of things there. Next day with our friends, we went on the Wadi hike, which was a stream, trees, canyon. It was beautiful. And there were lots of rocks to climb. They had 2 dogs, so they got to run free. And that was one of my favorite parts because it was so fun. And we did get a little money, but that's okay. And next was Jerash. It was one of the largest preserved Roman cities in the world. And it was so big, so many columns and arches. This is Hadrian's Arch, and there were many of them just for him. So he sure liked his arches, which is, this is so many. This is the Hippodrome, where they had chariot races. And we've never seen one before. I haven't, at least. This is the Oval Plaza, lined with columns. So many columns, you can't even count how many. There's too many. And this was the Cardo, which is a walkway. There's only one building over there, and the rest was columns. This was one of the theaters. I think there was 2 theaters there, but we only went inside one. I pretended that I was someone performing and went on stage and said, "Hello, my name's Ava," and I sang a song. And then we sat in the cold stone seats. Next, we went to the Dead Sea, and the water's so salty that it's so buoyant that you can just float on top. And they also covered us in mud. Next was Petra, and when you first walk in, you see the treasury, which was one of the buildings that was carved into sandstone. They just used little rocks and just carved into it because sandstone is so soft. Then we went to the royal tombs, and it was the same, carved in with rocks. And there were so many caves and little tombs. There's all these little secret things that you can just enter and you don't know what you're going to find. But the royal tomb was the biggest tomb. There was so much space in it. It was huge. And it's only a little bit of a walk up to get to it. And the royal tombs were where the kings and queens used to be buried. And it was carved the same way as the treasury, which was just little stones. And even though it took so long to carve every single little detail, some of it's starting to break off because it's sandstone, and sandstone's soft. And under it, we found some little holes where we thought the servants were buried, and like tombs for them. And also we also saw some things from the local Bedouins, like kitchens and cots and blankets for them to live in, because they lived in the tomb. And then the big one, the king of everything in Petra, the monastery. And we took donkeys and mules to go up because it's 800 steps and it was so far. So we took donkeys and mules. We took them up and we took them down. And the monastery was beautiful. It was huge, amazing. But the donkey rides were bumpy and they're right on the edge, and it scared us a lot. But we survived and we made it up and down. This is a monastery. It's so well preserved. It's more well preserved than anything in Petra. It's beautiful. I think it's the biggest thing in Petra. For me, it was the biggest thing in Petra, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. And last, we went to Wadi Rum. It was flat, but had big rocks and mountains to climb on. I was in heaven. I loved to climb everything. And we took a tour. And we hiked and we went up sand dunes, and we went into the tents and had tea, and we had lunch boxes, and we walked around. And our favorite part was the sunset. The sunsets were beautiful. There's this one big rock that we like to go to, and I think Wadi Rum was one of my favorite places besides the wadi. And it's so flat, and it's amazing. So that was the end of our trip to Jordan. And then we went back to Amman, and then we're going to leave to Israel.